Okay, I'm going to be working on practice problem number 6. And as we work on this, let me just go ahead and tell you two things, two confessions. First, this is my second time doing this problem. The first time, I did not multiply by my valence, and therefore I got the wrong answer. And instead of leaving it like it is, here I am redoing it again. It's common with me. I often will, hey, I get it. I can understand it. Bad about pushing things into the calculator, apparently. I say that because I do consider myself good at math, but I do not get them right the first time every time. In fact, I would say probably 50-50. That's why I double check everything I do. And if you want tips on that, let me know. And I can give you some tips specifically on double checking. Second thing, on this particular problem, I read it and I thought, I don't know exactly what's going on right away. So I did go back into his solved problem to figure out what it was exactly that he was asking for. And I did that for a couple reasons. There was a bunch of information in here that I think is good information because we need to know it, not for this problem, but for exam type situations. And so here we have the prescription is for potassium sulfate to yield 1 milliequivalent of potassium. So we have potassium sulfate to yield 1 milliequivalent. Next thing to notice is that we want to add water such that enough quantity to make 5 milliliters. We're actually not going to use this, but it would have thrown us off, and it actually did throw me off, and it would throw me off in an exam, and I would have to spend some time figuring out exactly what it was asking. I would have tried to use this information, and it's not needed, but we do need to at least know and recall that with this QSAD is a sufficient quantity to make 5 mLs. So you would start with the 1 milliequivalent of the potassium, and then you would just add enough to make 5 mLs. Again, we're not using that information in this problem because what information that we are using is we do have the prescription that calls for 1 milliequivalent of potassium, and we want to make 24. This DTD is give of such doses. Basically what it's saying is give a quantity of 24. I don't know why they don't just say quantity of 24. This right here, DTD, has messed me up in 2 different exams. I was luckily able to guess what it meant, but I didn't leave feeling confident because I didn't know what it meant. I'm hoping that knowing and talking about this, that number 24, I would give of such doses, number 24, that I will remember myself in the next exam. Okay, so we need to find out how many milliequivalents we need altogether to make 24. And since we're dealing with milliequivalents, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the equation. I'm going to do this every time so that I will always remember the equation in an exam. I do get lax later as I'm working on it, but especially before an exam, while I'm studying for exam, that's what I'm going to be working on. So, times the valence. So we have milliequivalents is equal to the weight in grams divided by the molecular weight in grams per mole times the valence. And common isotopes or compounds that we are looking for is going to be ammonium, sodium, potassium, and chloride all have, I don't know why I did that, all have a valence of 1. And calcium and magnesium have a valence of 2. Then I'm just going to find out, again, how many milliequivalents I need. So I need a quantity, or a DTD, if you will, of 24. And it is of 1 milliequivalents each. So I need 24 milliequivalents of this potassium. Plug and play into my weight. And the molecular weight is, let's see, 174.3 grams per mole. And the valence, that's what I forgot last time. The valence is potassium sulfate. Wow. Oh, look. 2. That's what I messed up on. Is I realized that it was potassium, it was a valence of 1, but there's 2 of them. Do we see this? I didn't see it, so I need to make sure that I see it now so that I can remember during an exam. Potassium sulfate is such that the formula looks like that, which means that there are 2 potassiums involved in potassium sulfate per compound, and that means that my valence is 2, not just 1. Makes a difference, friends, it really does. Okay, so now I'm going to solve for my weight here, and that's going to be 24 times 174.3. I should probably go ahead and put some units here. 24 milliequivalents times 174.3 grams per mole. Let's see, divided by 2 at this point. And now I need to go ahead and get rid of some and convert some units. So I need to know that there are 1 millimole per milli equivalent, and also that there is 1 mole has 1,000 millimoles in it. And if I do that, I think everything crosses out and I can find the answer. Okay, so it is 24 times 174.3 divided by 2 divided by 1,000. And that answer is 2.09 grams is how much I need to have a quantity of 24 with potassium sulfate that has 1 milliequivalent of potassium each. So, mistakes happen. Double check your work. I know that's correct because I double checked it after the fact against somebody else's. Also, in my opinion, there is no problem comparing answers with others. I will always recommend doing that. I wish we could do it during an exam. Okay, so any questions? Let me know. Thanks.